Welcome to Keystone Film Review. It's been a while. We just saw The Iron Claw, directed and written by Shine. Excuse me, it's been a while. Sean Durkin, starring Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, Harris Dickinson, Mara Tierney, Holt McClarney. Where is Michael? Where's Michael? We want Michael. Where's Michael?
We want
Mike.
Michael. We want more.
Stanley Simons. And Lily James, of course. This tells the story of the Von Erich wrestling family out of Texas. What?
That's their full name.
Yeah, the Von Erich wrestling family.
Wrestling.
And the so-called Von Erich curse that happened. If you know anything about the Von Erich family, a lot of tragic things. I'm turning into you.
You are.
Tragic things happened to their family, and so it kind of just goes over that story. This, of course, was brought to us by A24.
Mm-hmm.
We love A24 here at Keystone Film Review.
We do.
And this one was it wasn't really on my radar until maybe about a month and a half ago. I think that's when I first saw the trailer. And, you know, I haven't really been into wrestling for a while, probably at least 20 years since the last time I really,
That's a couple years.
focused on wrestling. And so, you know, other than A24, I wasn't really into it, and Holt McClarney.
Yeah.
Is that his name? I don't even remember his last name.
It's definitely Holt.
It's Holt something.
McNeary.
McCallany from Mindhunters. So,
Give us season. Give us them seasons. Give us more seasons, you bastard Netflix.
yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah, there's more serial killers to explore.
I don't care how much it costs.
Just sounded like the guy. What are you waiting for? There's movies to explore. The Regal guy. But yeah, I went into this with not really too many expectations. I knew with A24 it was going to be at least somewhat decent, if not my thing. And I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I basically knew almost virtually nothing about the Von Erichs. If I knew any of them, it was probably Carrie Von Erich. But even then, I don't think I knew too much about him. I'd have to rewatch some matches back in the day on the YouTubes if WWE didn't absolutely copyright and just absolutely destroy the shit out of them and nuke them off the face of the earth. But this movie looked really good for the most part on any trailer that we've seen. Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White, and all the others looked fantastic. I saw a lot of interviews for this where they're all like, yeah, we had to get fucking jacked. I'm basically 180, and I had to be 220. Or not, maybe not that big, but...
And Jeremy Allen White was self-conscious about how big Zac Efron got.
He's like, yeah, I'm basically like 5'8", and I had to become 6'2". So magically, I don't know how I could have done that, but I acted like I could.
That's funny.
So I saw Chavo Guerrero. He's a big wrestler back in the day. I don't know if he still is. I'm pretty sure he's not. He at least did the choreography for this. I know he worked pretty close with Zac on it in some interviews that at least they talked about. And everybody looked good. Weirdly enough, I think Jeremy actually had the best look of it all. I think guy was hulking, like he was a fucking Tom Hardy. He had no neck, and he's just his curvature for his spine was like this. That's how hulking he was.
Alexander Skarsgård in The Northman.
Yeah, just absolutely menacing. But I mean, they all did so well, and just looked amazing, and just so tragical what happened to those guys.
Yeah, I read a bit about the Von Erich family on the Wikipedia page, so I didn't do too much research. I didn't want to be too spoiled going into it. It's really unfortunate what happened, all the things that happened to their family. And it's kind of a story that is about emotional abuse that the father puts. He didn't really get the life he wanted, so he kind of forces his sons into that world.
Is that I was the best in my football league, and I was robbed from me.
Yeah, essentially. But it's also relatively, forgiving's not the right word. It's understanding that he is a human with flaws. He's an asshole, shouldn't be forgiven. But it didn't paint him in this ultra evil light that a lot of movies.
It could have painted him pretty hard.
Yeah, and there was definitely love in the family. It wasn't just that he completely hated them. It's just he was so focused on what he wanted that he didn't really care about what the rest of his family wanted.
And anytime it got too emotional, he's like, do it amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so a lot about the,
Not
you know,
your therapist. Not that even existed back.
yeah, men not being allowed to cry
Yeah.
around him. So it was kind of about that, like, you know, the emotionality of men and macho men and all that, and this mentality that
But not Macho Man.
not Macho Man Randy Savage, Ric Flair
A
though.
little bit of woo.
Yeah. And I really appreciated how it wasn't like super over the top. I feel like a lot of wrestling movies could be over the top. This felt really subdued and down to earth. To the point where in the beginning it kind of felt slow, and then it finally picked up. But it made the movie better, making it more realistic and not overblowing how bad the dad was. It was just like, hey, this is how he is. Mostly emotional abuse. I don't know enough about the family to know if he physically abused him. I wouldn't be surprised. But like they didn't show it. It wasn't like this whole thing, but it was definitely, appreciated that it was more realistic and not a characterization of what an abusive father could be. And it made the whole story, the love between the brothers and the tragedies that happened to them that much more sad when they happened. Specifically, I don't want to get too much into it. The youngest brother, Michael, that broke my heart.
Yeah.
It's very sad what happened. I mean, it's sad what happened to all of them, but especially because, Michael, at least in the movie, again, I don't know too much about the Von Erich family. He didn't really want to get into wrestling, and he was kind of forced into it when one of the tragedies happened, and it was just like his whole life spiraled out of control because of something he didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And
For just some freak accident that just happened.
the performances are great, as you said. Jeremy Allen White with his wolf shoulders or whatever. This is you called Alexander Skarsgård a wolf in Northman.
He is a wolf.
This isn't really saying much because he hasn't really been in too much. This is Zac Efron's best role. He really brings it into the role, with a lot of tears and emotion.
A lot of High School Musical people are ready to punch you at any moment.
You take that back. Can you can enjoy things and admit that they're not the greatest art pieces.
I'm gonna get demonetized for that.
But I thought it was really great. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm on the edge of loving it and really liking it. Like right now, here's really liking it. Here's loving it. I'm on the fence here. And I think I need to let it sit for a bit. I really enjoyed the soundtrack. I thought the shot choices were the really, really cool. And just overall a good film, good experience. Really liked the realism, and it didn't try to go too hard in order to impress people.
Yeah.
And I appreciated that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's too much for me left. I'm on the verge of liking it to really liking it. I thought the pace, it was slow in areas, but if it picked up pace, it would have kind of ruined it in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of stuck in that middle ground of like, damn it, ooh, I wanted it faster, but not fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's not much they could have done to sway me away from that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, all those people were so good in this.
They were.
Not a lot of girls going on in this family.
No.
That scares me.
Not that generation, at least.
yeah.
The later generation, maybe. I believe one of the grandchildren became a wrestler, or one of Kevin's children became a wrestler. Could be wrong. I don't know. I don't remember what I read on Wikipedia, but someone in the family.
Someone brought that lineage.
Yes. Ratings-wise, I am
Fighting it right now.
fighting it. Yeah. If like 3.8 was an option, I would say that. But since we're trying to just keep it to halves, I'm going to round up to a 4. It's not quite like a solid 4. It's teetering towards a 3.5. But it's on the further end of the 3.5 and 4 range.
Yes. I'm teetering between the 3 and the 3.5, but definitely leaning closer to the 3.5 for sure.
We're same.
We're samesies, baby.
Almost.
But just like a decimal, a point away from something. I don't
Yes.
know. Fucking math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we thought of the Iron Claw. If you saw it, let us know what you thought down in the comments. Were you a fan of wrestling back in the day?
I was.
And if you were, who was your favorite wrestler? Mine was Mick Foley and Cactus Jack. Is that his other? And then Mankind.
Mankind.
Just him. Yeah. That guy in general. All of his personas were my favorite wrestlers.
That guy's a sweetheart.
He is.
Mine was Stone Cold.
Yeah. I did like Stone Cold. I liked all of them, but
there's just too many to name. Yeah. I can't name one. I'll get fucking crucified for it. I'll tell you off camera.
Okay. Yeah.
He's not a name that I can't say on. I'll get, I don't know, chastised for it. Hey, you can't say that! I won't. Bye!
I have no idea what he's talking about. Goodbye, everybody.